A timeless songbird in Hyde Park, an old Austin neighborhood, has been keeping another time and place alive. She's Jenifer Jackson. She writes and sings, she records, she teaches and shares language in poetry and presence. But over time, her own wings grew calloused, nearly unusable. It was hard to sleep, the pain was so bad, let alone playing a guitar. Would the song end there? Or would an angel swoop in and heal her wounded limbs and let her play again? Find out when you meet Jenifer Jackson, our next studio guest on Songwriters Across Texas.
The second I walked into this space when I was trying to find a place to live, I felt like this was home. And that was 13 years ago. I love the space. I love the wood of it. It's kind of quiet. And I've had Austin friends who are a little older than I am say, this place has an old Austin feeling to it. It's a really natural setting for living in a city. I don't feel like I'm in a city here. It's surrounded by trees, and I get woken up at dawn by birds. I just really have a peaceful home feeling in this place. It's in the Hyde Park neighborhood, which thankfully, with all the changes happening all over in Austin, it hasn't really changed that much since I moved in. I never owned a car before I moved to Austin. I just rode my bike everywhere, and that's kind of what I'm used to doing. And in this neighborhood, you can just kind of ride your bike or walk everywhere, so I really enjoy it. It is a little Euro that way, where you can just walk and meet a friend. You know, if I don't have to get in my car, I'm happy. One of the little places I play is NeWorlDeli, and that was here when I moved in 13 years ago, and that really hasn't changed. It's very close to where I live, and when I first moved here, I was looking for places to play. A local friend suggested it, and it's been a real staple for me for the last 12 or 13 years. We're happy to be back at the NeWorlDeli, happy that things are kind of opening up again and that people can get together. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. My writing, I've learned, follows a pattern of, first it's just thinking. And it's just looking and thinking and observing, and then sometimes it's just walking around the neighborhood, you know, kind of connecting dots of patterns that I've been noticing. And then sometimes something will just attach in my brain, and then I'll use that as my jumping off point to write from. And then on the rare occasion, I just wake up in the middle of the night, or I wake up in the morning and something has come to me just kind of by a miracle, and it's already there and it's already formed, and then I just sit down and try to bring it into this reality. That's only happened to me maybe 3 or 4 times in my life so far, where it happened while I was dreaming. This one's about this beautiful herb that I was smelling in the air late at night, And it was so lovely. I wrote a song to it. And then I was teaching it to my bandmates, saying, yeah, it's all about coriander. And as I described the sensation, they said, that wasn't coriander. I wrote it about the wrong herb. It was really about cardamom. But anyways, this song is written, and it's a love song to coriander. Oh, yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. You're crowding up my mind. You're keeping me so heavy and high. Coriander, when evening surrounds with 1,000 perfumes and a never-ending sound. When you say my name, my heart begins to flutter like a bird inside my brain. Oh, coriander, with all the things you know and all that you inspire, I love you so.
Cardamom. It could still work, I think.
I was doing music since I was, 2 feet high, because my dad is a musician, and I would always sing and harmonize with him, and we had a piano in the house where I grew up, so I learned on piano. I'm not a music reader, so I just do what I do by ear, and so I kind of started as a kid doing that. What kind of keys? Hidden keys. There's kind of this correlation between the adjective and the past participle. In this case, nascosta is really used as an adjective. I went to school at UMass Amherst. My family lives in Massachusetts. And I did a junior year abroad in Italy, which was in Florence.
Li compro volentieri.
Bravo, li compro volentieri. Capisci volentieri? Soon after I moved there, I joined a band. So suddenly I was working, and I just stayed for about 3 years, working and traveling, and at one point moved to northern Italy, to Milano, because I was hired to be a jazz singer at this new jazz club that was opening. Conjugated in the present tense, nascondere. What is your root? I came back and lived in New York City for about 11 or 12 years, and then I moved here in 2007, and I've written a lot over the years. I've put out about 11 albums of my songs and about to make a new one, so I just kind of write all the time. And one of the deciding factors in moving to Austin from New York City for me was this feeling of making music but not a whole lot of competition, and just making it for the joy of making it. Take it slow. Musicians put a lot of wear and tear on their bodies. I never remembered all the injuries that I had had in my life, but I had some, like falling off horses, falling off bikes, and I guess all those things can damage your shoulders because you catch yourself, and then when you do a repetitive motion like guitar playing, you can keep that injury going. The end result was I had some severe shoulder damage, like I couldn't do that. This surgeon here, Dr. Barron, was starting his foundation, and he operated on me twice and got me feeling kind of good as new. So
I know in Austin in particular, pre-COVID, the average annual income generated by professional musicians, the average, was $16,000 a year. And to extrapolate that into the realm of just medical care, well, that doesn't even pay many times, it doesn't even pay the premiums for health insurance, much less the $10,000 copays that many insurance companies require annually. They're caught between an incredibly large rock and an incredibly difficult, hard place where they can't afford the care they need, but they can't play without that care. And that's where we have come in through the Musician Treatment Foundation, where we provide that care for free, essentially. And that is what allows them to get back on their feet musically, to start playing again and to generate revenues. Okay, so Jenifer, when I first met Jenifer, she had not been playing for a number of months. She had, as it turns out, she had bilateral full-thickness rotator cuff tears. Rotator cuffs are what give us the mobility. They position, our shoulders position our hands in space. Musicians need that fine positioning so they can play such beautiful music. In Jenifer's case, this is her right shoulder, and what we see is a full-thickness rotator cuff tear where the tendon is pulled from the bone from wear and tear and repetitive overuse. In the case of musicians, they're not just playing their instrument, they're often lugging around their amps, they're having to load up their vans, they're having to tour, they're having to sleep in less than ideal circumstances. We're just talking about music. They still have lives they have to live. They still have, clothes to wash and dishes to wash and food to cook and cars to drive and so forth. So it's a really life-altering and career-altering situation for many, many musicians who have this level of musculoskeletal or orthopedic injury. And so my job is to fix them and get them back as quickly and as efficiently as possible so they can start playing as soon as possible.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Girl.
You look good.
Yeah, my life is so much better now that I'm not in excruciating
That's
pain.
awesome. It's good seeing you.
Good to see you too.
Let me let you know you're here.
Thank you, Jenny.
Summer days and nights are long.
So we push out this way, push out hard, and you are very strong. It's amazing.
Oh my God.
Super good. Push up in the air there. You can't. Yeah. So, if we didn't know what you had, and any orthopedic surgeon examining you, if you didn't tell them your history, would say you have normal shoulders.
Great!
Which is really great.
When you're in really intense pain, which really in my life I never had been up until that point, even if I could get an hour's sleep, the pain takes all your energy. It's weird. So it affected my creativity and my productivity because I would stand up and go and get a glass of water, and I felt like I had run a marathon. I did do some writing though in my first recovery from the first shoulder. And I was writing on the piano because I could sit like this. I could go like this. I didn't have to go like this.
Yes, right.
And that's another good silver lining from the surgeries, is I got over my fear of playing piano in public. I got to do shows that way, and I worked on my writing that way, and I think I wrote, 3 or 4 during my recoveries, which then I recorded, so the energy started to come back. I want to show you my favorite tree. Yeah, this is my favorite tree. I just love it. You might want to edit this. I don't know if you want to put it in the thing because it's a little out there, but I kind of felt like in some distant past life, this tree and I somehow knew each other in whatever form we were in.
I don't think it's that weird.
You don't?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, I've never really had that kind of a feeling with a tree before, and for some reason I just have a very familial feeling with this tree. Back home, I wrote while recovering from shoulder surgery, and I wrote it on piano during the time when I still couldn't play a guitar. And I just wrote it kind of in gratitude to friends and people that helped me during that recovery time.
I took a trip far away from all the things I know. I set out in the darkness on my own. Well, the wind, it blew so cold, it chilled me to my soul. And I wondered if I'd ever get back home. I took a trip far away from all I love to do. The silence nearly made me lose my mind. Well, the silence was so loud, fell on me like a shroud. And I wondered if I'd ever get back home. So I sing to my good friends on high, the ones who came to look for me and call my name. The kindness that you show me, the love that you bestowed on me, help me find my way back home. the kindness that you show me, the love that you bestowed on me. Help me find my way back home.
Thank you.
Welcome to Beerberg, our gracious host. The Musician Treatment Foundation helps professional musicians who don't have health insurance or don't have enough to take care of their serious orthopedic issues. From Jenifer Jackson, who was assisted musician number 1, to John Noter Thomas, her bandmate here.
I certainly want to thank the Musician Treatment Foundation from the bottom of my heart. Its services have allowed me to pick up and play a guitar again, which is kind of important in my life, so thank you. Dr. Barron, he put me back together.
What fascinates me in my journey of treating thousands of musicians is that they make music because it's coming out of them, it's building up in them, and they have lyrics, they have music, they have notes, they have compositions, all of which we are the beneficiaries of. We all are moved by music. We are moved by lyrics, we are brought to tears, we are brought to laughter. We are made to think about ourselves and others differently by what these musicians imbue us with through their music. And in every neighborhood in the country, there are musicians providing great value to our lives, enhancing our lives. And yet we, as a culture, as a society, do not really support them.
Because I feel like it's kind of an old-fashioned message when people used to appreciate the arts. And so it's really beautiful that you're trying to get it out there again, because it's as real and as important as it ever has been. Getting through it and then being on the other side and looking back, it's kind of like, wow, okay, I'm stronger than I thought. So that was a pretty important lesson, I think. River Road, I wrote a few years back. I was reflecting upon certain aspects of childhood when things are new and every day is exciting as a child. But then I tried to weave into it that those thoughts and feelings of childhood are still with me. And the title just comes from because that's the road the road I was born on in New Jersey, River Road.
Me down to River Road, back where I come from. When the light is getting low, tell me all the sweet things we will find. Oh, time and places run together, but I will meet you any place or any time. Take me down to River Road, shape the memories of my mind. me down to River Road. Shape the memories of my mind. Oh, shape the memories of my mind.
Thank you. We'd like to play a song for you that I wrote called Traveled Together. Coming to Austin to me was just a breath of fresh air because we could just play music and people actually had time to come over and jam. Come over and hang out and play songs. It wasn't like, well, I have 25 minutes to rehearse. You know, it was just more laid back, less pressure. And so I just have really enjoyed that aspect of Austin, and I think it's still present. Even though Austin's changing, I think that aspect amongst musicians is still really alive.